Hi students, welcome to the Yapmaster School Foundation program. Today we are going to deal the very important topic regarding to the refraction of light rays through the spherical refracting surface. It's very clear. Let's go for that. Yes, we are going to know that refraction at single curved refracting surface towards rarer and denser, that is the case. So, if you wants to find out that position of image, whether it is going to be virtual or real, you have to find out the different cases. So, you need to take that concave refracting surface, convex refracting surface, two curved refracting surfaces are there. Now, we are going to take that different cases whenever light enters from rarer medium to denser medium. Whenever light enters from denser medium to rarer medium. So, if we are identifying that, yes, refraction convex surface, yeah, it's going to be virtual object and real image. It's very clear. You would like to find out that. Yes. So, virtual image, okay, a real image, you have to take this one. Yes, how you will confirm that the image is going to be real or virtual? The refracted ray which cuts the principal axis at right side, you have to confirm. Refracted ray cuts the principal axis. Yeah, you have to take that. This is very clear. We would like to go for this one. It's very clear. You have that it has been incidented, that which cuts the principal axis. You have to take that here. You can confirm that. So, this is going to be the eye. Yes, you have to take that. Okay, the light is further, it is proceeding after the refraction. What happened? It will cut the principal axis at the point I. It is in the right position. You have to confirm. That's going to be the real image. Let's see. Yes, if you are going to get this one, it's very clear. Yes, you have to take that. The light rays which are originated from somewhere else, just you have to confirm that the object is going to be at somewhere else. So, you can confirm it's going to be the virtual object, but while it will cut the principal axis, this is the principal axis. So, you need to know about this one. Yes. If it is going to have that, the light ray after the refraction, it will cut the principal axis at this point. Okay, you will find out that origin of this light ray. Please have the look. The light ray has been incidented at somewhere else. It is originated from somewhere else. You have to confirm. Okay, it is very clear. The refracted light ray forms the image. It's clear. So, if you are going to take the position of this image with respect to that principal axis, it's going to be real image. It's very clear. You have to get this one, virtual object. You have to confirm. It's very clear. Virtual object and real image. Yeah, it's going to be identified that virtual object. You know, these light rays, yes, these are the light rays. These light rays are originated at somewhere else. It's very clear. Okay, the presence of object is at somewhere else. We cannot define that position exactly. Suppose if the object is there now, if you have taken like this, it is going to be imaginated. It's very clear. So, that is one case we have to confirm. Okay, the incidented light rays which starts from the object and which are going to cut the principal axis. They are going to be proceeding. In that case, real object and real image. You have to confirm this one. It's very clear. You have to get this one. Right. It's very clear. Now we are going to have the look into this present diagram. Yes. Just you have to see all these incidented light ray. This is going to be the normal which makes that angle I, angle of incidence I, and the refracted ray, you have to take this one. This is the refracted ray. It's going to be refracted ray. All right, it's very clear. It's going to be incidented light ray. Incident light ray. Yes, you have to confirm. It's going to be that object is going to be the virtual and image is going to be the real. It's very clear. Axis. It's very clear. We have to get that. So with respect to that pole, you have to get the object distance and all. You have to give the relation that is going to be identified. It's very clear. R is a radius of curvature and P is the pole and AM is going to be the aperture. And you have to take that alpha, beta, gamma or the angle of incidence. They are going to be getting that angle made by that refracted ray with respect to the principal axis. It's very clear. You have to confirm this one. All right. So if you have taken that normal, AC is going to be the normal. Yes, the angle made by that gamma, you have to confirm with respect to the normal, and you have to identify that the incident ray has to be follow this path. This is the dotted line. Just you have to confirm this is the dotted line. It has to come actually. So it is the extended light ray. You have to confirm that. All right. Now you have to take that alpha be the angle, which is going to be the angle made by that extended light ray, which is actually follow this path. Okay. All right. It's very clear. Now we are going to get this one beta. Yes, you can remember one important point, that is the refracted ray forms the image. Yeah, you have to confirm that one. It's very clear. So this is going to be the I, position of image. It's very clear. Now you are going to get that the measurements are taken from the pole. It's very clear. Okay, all right. You have been confirmed that alpha, beta, gamma are going to be the angles which are made by that extended light ray and incidented refracted light ray and the normal. Okay. Yeah, if you know very well about that, alpha, beta, gamma, all are small angles. You have to confirm. Small. Very clear. By the trigonometric relations, we are having that. That is, yeah, you have to take that. You can obtain that properties of triangles and that trigonometric relations, you will get that expressions. Okay, all right. So you have to apply the Snell's law. It's very clear. You have to apply the Snell's law. It's very clear. Yes, apply the Snell's law. After that, then you can solve the problem. It's very clear. That is going to be the, this is the denser medium, is going to be having that refractive index mu2, this is going to be having that mu1. All right, it's very clear. Yes, you have to apply that mu1 sin I is equal to mu2 sin R. Whenever angle of incidence I is going to be the small, angle of refraction R is going to be the small. It's very clear. Right, mu1 I, just we have to take that mu2 R. It's very clear. and you will get that I and R in terms of alpha and beta and gamma. Just you have to substitute and follow that further steps, right. Let's go for that. Yes, you are going to get this one, object and image distance, it's very clear. Yes. Yes, it's very clear. Surface convex towards a rarer medium. Yeah, light traveling from the rarer to denser medium, it's going to be taken towards the rarer medium, it's very clear. Yes, light is traveling from rarer medium to denser medium, and there exists a formation of virtual, there exists a formation of real image of the virtual object, it's very clear. Just you have to take this one, all are positive, you have to take that. Yes, you have to take, this is the result, finally you have to get that. You have been obtained that alpha and beta, you have been identified that relation with the trigonometric function by considering the properties of triangles. So, we will get that I is equal to gamma minus alpha, R is equal to gamma minus beta. This is very clear, we can go for that. U, V and all are positive, you have to confirm. Object distance, image distance, and so if you are going to get that, the position of object and image, they are going to be that correct place, then we can decide it is going to be the virtual or it is going to be the real. So in this case you have been identified that the refracted light ray which cuts the principal axis at I, but what happened, you have to confirm that the object is going to be appeared in the wrong position. So it is very clear, you have to confirm that object is going to be that virtual, right. This is the relation, we can, mostly we are going to use the problems. Yes, we are going to do the problems with the help of this one. It's very clear. We would like to go for that P, and here actually the image position is there, the object position is going to be appeared here, it's going to be virtual. All right, it's very clear. So image is going to be the real, it's very clear. Now you are going to have the measurements, all are going to be the positive, just you have to get this one. Yes, you can take that. While solving the problems, it is very useful to consider that sign convention also. All right. Okay, let's go for that next one. Yes, you have to take that. Here in this case you are going to get that whenever the light rays are entered, this is very clear, you have to confirm as light rays are entered from denser medium to rarer medium. It's very clear, you have to confirm this one. Yeah, the light rays are going to be, this is going to be the denser, yeah, you have to confirm this is going to be that mu2, this is going to be that mu1. So mu2 is greater than mu1, very clear. We would like to go for this consideration, this is going to be that rarer medium. Yes, if it happens, just you have to take that at the surface, at the curved refracting surface, what happened, it proceeds further propagation and refracts at this point, and which cuts the principal axis at this point, yeah, which forms the real image, it's very clear. Actually it has to be appeared in this direction, yes, this is going to be the extended light ray, all right. Yeah, we have taken that normal, yes, it's very clear, we have to get that, yes, angle of incidence and angle of refraction, it's very clear what we have seen. Okay, all right, you have to get this, AM is going to be the aperture, yes, you can take that, P is the pole, and you have to confirm that alpha, beta, gamma are the angles made by that extended light ray and the refracted light ray with the principal axis. This is going to be the principal axis. It's very clear. All right. Now you have to get that r is the radius of curvature. It's going to have that. This is very clear. Now you can take that. Yes, u is the object distance. Okay. All right. What about v? It's going to be that image distance. You have to confirm these are going to be that values identified with the corresponding parameters. Okay. Now it's very clear. We would like to talk about that object and image. Can you define the position of object which is going to be that somewhere else? All right. We can confirm that object is at somewhere else. Just we have to take the originated light rays are coming from at somewhere else. So you have to confirm image which cuts the principal axis. This is going to be that image. Yes, it's going to be that image. Very clear. In this case, we have to confirm this is going to be the real image. All right. Okay. By applying, in the same sense, just you have to get that, apply the Snell's law. Apply that Snell's law. Yes. For the denser, rarer medium. Yes, you have to get that. That's going to be mu 2 sin I is equal to mu 1 sin R. It's very clear. So sin, just you have to take that. Yeah, you are all going to have that. I and R going to be the small. Just you have to get that mu I is equal to mu 2 I is equal to mu 1 R. It's very clear. Just you have to take this one. Yeah, this is going to be the R. We I or small. Just you have to confirm. So that we can easily approximate, this is going to be that sin I is approximately equal to I, sin R is approximately equal to R. It is very clear. We would like to confirm this one. Now we are going to get this relation. That relation is very useful to solve the problem. So let's have a look. Yes, yes, surface convex, but here refraction towards the rarer medium, here refraction towards the rarer medium, towards that rarer medium, towards the rarer medium. That is the case, we have to confirm. It's very clear. Denser to rarer, it's very clear. Just we have to take that, applying that Snell's law, we are going to get that. So here we would like to get this one, I, just you have to take this one, right, mu 2 sin I is equal to mu 1 sin R. It's very clear. So mu 2 I is equal to mu 1 R. Yes, we have to consider that I and R going to be the small, and you will get this one. So you are all, this is obtained from that properties of triangles. We have to consider that the triangles and its properties, we will get that easily. You have to substitute, that is going to be mu 2 into gamma plus alpha is equal to mu 1 into gamma plus beta. Yes, you have to get that. Whenever you need it, just you have to substitute. You have to consider alpha is equal to tan alpha, tan gamma, just you have to take this one. All right. Yes, alpha is equal to tan alpha, beta is equal to tan beta. It's very clear. Now if you are going to get this one, mu 2, all right, it's very clear. Yeah, it's going to be tan gamma plus tan alpha is equal to mu 1 into tan gamma plus tan beta. Just you have to take that. You have to get that just you can see that figure. Yeah, if you wants to get that tan alpha, just you have to consider the triangle AMB. Just you have to consider this one. You wants to get the tan alpha, and you have to consider that AMO. It's very clear. If you are going to get that this triangle ACI, you will get that. No, it's very clear. We are going to get that. Yes, in terms of, yes, you have to take that in terms of RVU, you will get the tan alpha, tan beta and tan gamma. After that you have to substitute, that is very clear. Yes, okay, all right. Yes, or is negative, just you have to take that. It's very clear. Yeah, you have to take that, right. UV or positive and R is negative, you are going to get that consideration, that is going to be there. In this case we are going to get this all from that pole. This is going to be that positive, this is going to be the negative, just we have to consider according to the sign convention, we are going to get that sign convention, that is very important. Yes, just we have to imagine that it's going to be that. Yeah. Yes, you have to take this one, this is very important. This is the sign convention in the coordinate system, we will confirm, it's very clear, no doubt at all. After that substitutions you have to get this, yeah, we have to get this result, mu2 by u is equal to v1 by, yes, in the previous case what happened, we have seen light enters from rarer to denser, we have seen in the previous case, yeah, we have to get this one. Yes, if light enters from, yes, from rarer to denser, then what happened, you have to confirm mu2 by v minus mu1 by u is equal to mu2 minus mu1 by r. It's very clear what we have seen, but it's a quite different whenever you have considered that light enters from the denser medium to rarer medium, which is going to form that real image. Yes, virtual object. It is very clear, we would like to go for this one, all right. Okay, this is the second case. We have it is very clear, we are all having the two cases. First one is going to be the light rays enters from rarer to denser, it is clear. This is the formula that we can use to solve the problems regarding to that image distance and the nature of image. You may find out that UV or you may find out that R also. Alright, in the second case what we have, the light rays which are going to be travelling from the denser medium to the rarer medium. This is the formula. After getting all the calculation we will get that. This is the one case. Okay, let us go for that concave refracting surface. We would like to discuss that. Just you have to get that concave refracting surface, virtual object and real image. This is very clear, we would like to go for that. Yeah, you have to confirm virtual object and real image, just you have to see. This is going to be that concave refracting surface, single concave refracting surface. The light ray has been incidented, you have to see that. It has been refracted, yes, it meets at one point, alright. It is going to be, this is the extended ray which meets at this point, alright. So the refraction takes place. After the refraction, the refracted light ray meets at this point, alright, it's very clear. This is going to be that eye. This is the normal what we have taken, this is the aperture, just you have to see, it's very clear. You have to take that now, with respect to the normal you are going to find out that angle of incidence and angle of refraction, alright, it's very clear. Now if you are going to get this, yeah, mu2 is the refractive index of the denser medium. mu1 is the refractive index of rarer medium. It's very clear, you would like to go for this one. Alpha, beta and gamma, all these are going to be the angles, it's very clear. So you have to apply that Snell's law to get the relation between angle of incidence and angle of refraction in terms of refractive indices, right. Let it be that r, you are going to get that r, radius of curvature, all right. It's going to be the position of image. Yes, you have to confirm it's going to be, yeah, we are going to have that virtual object. This is the virtual object. Oh, I is the real image. The position of real image is going to be the identified with letter V. It's very clear. Now you have to take that object position and radius of curvature. It's very clear. Now you will apply the Snell's law. After applying the Snell's law, you can solve the problem. Just once again you have to see that somewhere else, just you have to confirm that. Here the position of object is not at all going to be in the correct place. So we would like to confirm it is going to be the virtual object, all right. But the refracted ray which cuts the principal axis at one point, it is going to be in the correct position, it's very clear, all right. So while you are going to talk about this one, just you have to take, this is the principal axis, just you have to take that. If it starts from this point, this is going to be the O object, yes, it's going to be the real object, it's very clear, which is going to be originated, all right. After the refraction does it meets at this point, it is going to be that I, it's going to be the real. Are you getting this? This is the real image, you have to confirm this one. If their positions are going to be that in wrong place, just you have to get that any inappropriate positions, they are going to be that virtual images. Say yes or no, all right. Now it is very clear, you have to confirm this way, in this, that this is the refracted ray, this is the incident ray, this is going to be that, yeah, real object, this is going to be the real image, easily you will find it. But in this case what happened, you have to confirm it's going to be that real image and the object is going to be the virtual, it's very clear, right. In this way we can understood in a better way. So at the initial stage we are going to consider this diagram, it's better for you, all right. After that we will go for that application of that Snell's law for the rarer and denser medium surface, just you have to take that, yes. Yeah, we are going to get that surface concave towards rarer medium, refraction towards rarer medium, it's going to be get nothing, refraction towards rarer medium, towards rarer medium. It's very clear, we have to get this, yeah, we have to get this one, very clear, we would like to get that, just you have to apply that, it's very clear, we are going to apply that same principle just by considering that Snell's law, angle of Snell's law of refraction, just you will apply that Snell's law for that a rarer and denser medium interface. After writing this one, just you have to consider, this is very clear, you have to confirm that, yes, I and R are small, I are small, they are going to be the small, just we have to consider, this is going to be very clear what we are going to get, that sin I is approximately equal to I sin R, and we can have the substitution, it's very clear, it's going to be getting that, yeah, mu1 I is equal to mu2 R. This is the case, we can have that. After that you will substitute and get the properties of the triangle, just you will have that. It's a similar fashion, we will get that. Okay, let's have that final result. You are going to get that mu2 by V, mu1 by U is equal to mu2 minus mu1 by R. This is the result which frame the relation among the parameters object distance, image distance and the radius of curvature. We can easily get this one. This is very clear. So if you are going to get this one, easily you can solve for that image where the image is going to be formed, and the nature of image is also going to be identified. It's very clear. So concave refracting surface, single concave refracting real object and virtual image, this is very clear. So you may expect that the image is position, the object position is going to be the correct, okay, and that image position, the position of image is going to be at a wrong place. Just you have to see, they are going to be, yes, you have to confirm, this is very clear. Yes, yes, you have to confirm. Okay, let's see, in from the beginning we are going to get this one. This is going to be the concave refracting surface whenever the light ray enters, yes, denser medium to rarer medium, no doubt at all. This is going to be the extended light ray. Actually it has to follow in this way, okay, all right. Whenever light enters from that denser to rarer, or light enters from one medium to another medium which is having that different refractive indices, and the density is also going to be the different. It's very clear, it's going to have that refraction. It's very clear, you can get that this is a refracted light ray. Yes, that is going to be confirmed refraction towards the rarer. It's very clear. Now it's going to be identified that the refracted ray has to be in this direction. Just you have to. So there exists a bending of light ray, but if you are going to get that the refracted light ray which is originated from this path, from this, just you have to get that the refracted ray which appears to be in this line, it is originated from this point. Let it be known as that is going to be the virtual image. Just you have to take that this is the point we have to confirm, that is a virtual image. What about this object which is going to be that? Yes, it's very clear, that is going to, object is going to be the real, but the image is going to be the virtual. It's very clear. We would like to go for this one. This is the virtual image. All right, it's very clear, you have to identify this one. What about this one? This is going to be the real object. All right, it has been defined by their position with respect to that principal axis which is originated here. If the refracted ray cuts the principal axis, for after that refraction, it is in the right place, okay, all right. So this is going to be that virtual image, it is formed. We can apply the same principle, not at all going to be different. What is the principle? Just you have to apply that Snell's law and consider the angle of incidence and angle of refraction are going to be the small. So you will write down, this is very clear, we would like to go for this one. All right, just you have to take this one. All right. Yes, if you are going to identify that, it's very clear, object distance is going to be identified with u. Yes, and you can take that image distance, just is going to be identified with the v. Just you have to see, that is going to be that v. You have to confirm that is v. All right. Next you have to take that radius of curvature, it's going to be that r. All right. Now it's clear, you would like to go for that radius of curvature and everything. So if we are going to take the measurements from that P, you have to be replaced with that M, because the aperture is going to be the very small. That is only the one consideration to get that relation among U, V and R. Actually the measurement is going to be from the P pole, it's very clear, but you have to consider they are going to be taken from that M. Then you can have the possibility to get this one, right. Now let's go for that. Yes, it's very clear, convex towards rarer and the denser, rarer going from denser to rarer medium, and real object, it is very clear what we have seen now. We have seen that is going to be, let's see, you have to confirm that this is very clear. This is going to be originated actually. So, this is the object, this is going to be that image, yes, this is going to be I, this is going to be the or this is real, this is virtual, it is very clear. So, we are going to get that, yeah, UV or negative or is going to be the positive, it is very clear, and you will get that here, you will get that this is going to be positive. Yes, you have to confirm. Yes, what is the result? Just you have to see, that is going to be that U2 by U, yes, but the case is the light rays, what we have to see. Yeah, this is very clear, you would like to go for that. Yes, you have to see. Actually, if the formula is going to be get that rarer to denser, for rarer to denser, then you have to consider mu2 by V minus mu1 by U is equal to mu2 minus mu1 by R. It is very clear. But what you have been obtained, this is very common observation. What you have taken that mu2 by U minus mu1 by V is equal to mu2 minus mu1 by R. It is very clear, we are having that one. Alright. Now, this is a relation what we are. It is very useful to get the problems, and sometimes they are going to give the diagram based questions. The light ray which are going to be originated, and yeah, you have to confirm this one, this is very clear. Yes, you have to take that. From the diagram based questions, you can solve the problem easily, you will get. Okay, next let us go for that. Concave refracting surface, virtual object and real image. It is very clear, whenever the light rays are going to be entered from denser medium to rarer medium, you know very well, denser to rarer, you are going to get that. It is very clear, we would like to get this one. Alright, yes, in this way you have to get this one, very clear. Yes. Here also you can confirm that the origin of light rays are not at all from that object, they are going to be at somewhere else, and the position of object is going to be the different, that is very clear, we have to confirm, right. Just you have to take this one. Here all are going to be the negative, you can easily find out that, alright. Yeah, you will apply the Snell's law and you can solve the problem, it is very clear. So, in this way you are going to get that all are positive, just you have to take this relation, this is the, in this way we can solve that all the problems. Okay students, in the coming classes also we would like to go for that, take the problems based on this concept and different cases. Alright, thank you very much, have a nice day.